Hi, beautiful. In today's video, I want to introduce and explain how to do one of my favorite techniques for helping the body heal. It's called EFT tapping or meridian tapping. It basically you are using your hands to tap on different points of your body that correlate with different meridian channels, which is based in an acupuncture modality. So the premise behind tapping and why it's so beneficial for people, especially people who are dealing with health issues, chronic stress, chronic fatigue, physical pain, phobias, all kinds of stuff, insomnia. It really has a ton of different usages. But the idea is that as you're tapping on these different points that correspond to different acupuncture channels and the meridian points, you are essentially doing several things. But one of them is you are rewiring the way that the brain perceives something to be threatening or dangerous. So the part of the brain that's responsible for kind of that like fight or flight, this is danger, I need to run for my life, is the amygdala. And a lot of times we can, without realizing it, our brain can think that certain stressors in our everyday life that aren't the same as being chased by a tiger like they might have been in the past are just as life-threatening. And so they will put our body into that chronic fight or flight state, or what we call sympathetic dominance. And the problem with that is that when we are in a chronic state of fight or flight, in that overly stressed state, our body actually will halt all healing processes. So that includes like your immune system, your digestion, just your ability to really heal any cell in your body. It just kind of halts everything because your body is preparing to run away from or fight this threat. So doing EFT, we can actually retrain the brain to not think that certain things are stressful, right? And also just acutely in the moment when something is happening that is stressing you out, it actually will decrease the circulating stress hormones in the body, like cortisol, for instance, which makes you feel much more calm and kind of like, okay, I can actually access the part of my brain that I need to be able to find a solution to this problem. So you can use tapping in the moment when something is going on or after the fact. The beautiful thing about it is that it doesn't really matter when you do it, and you can honestly, you can't really screw it up. You can typically how it's done is you will tap on certain points, which I'll go over in a second, and you can either repeat out loud or in your mind the verbal script. However, some people prefer to not say out loud or think anything and just tap on the points while they listen to somebody talk, or even just tap on the points while they're just thinking in their mind about what happened. So again, it's not so much like that you have the perfect script or that you do it the perfect way or at the perfect time. It's more just that you do it at some point um, to actually help the brain come out of that stress state. And again, you can use this for anything. I've yet to find an area where it doesn't actually help. But one of the craziest, coolest things about it is that it like decreased by, I think it was 43%, um, 43% reduction in circulating cortisol in the like within minutes of doing this, which honestly nothing else does that. In fact, when they were doing their like research to figure out was there a reduction in cortisol, the lab actually thought that it reduced it so much, the lab thought that it was a mistake, shut the lab down, recalibrated all its machines, thinking that it was a problem with their equipment. And they reran the test and found that they got the same result. And so they were baffled by that because they're like, that's nothing can do that. So tapping is one of the most powerful things that we can utilize on a day-to-day basis to help our bodies cope, help our bodies heal, help us to have more energy, have less pain, sleep better, feel more calm, kind of all the things that actually like matter for us. You can use it to help pretty much anything. So the points that we do, we always start out on the side of the hand. And you can use, two fingers, your whole hand. It doesn't really matter. Again, you can't do it wrong. I kind of tend to use all my fingers, but a lot of people just do two. You don't need to tap very hard. It's just a light tapping. It shouldn't hurt. If it hurts, calm down. So we start on the side of the hand. Sometimes people call that the karate chop point. Doesn't, again, you'll hear me probably refer to it as both. But essentially, side of the hand will start and kind of open up what we're tapping about and kind of set an intention. And then from there, we tap on the eyebrow point, which is like that bone kind of right before your eyebrow hair starts. And again, you can do one side or two. I again kind of just tend to do both sides, but a lot of people just do one or the other. Doesn't really matter, and it works either way. So the eyebrow point here. The second one is the side of the eye, so it's kind of like the end of that eyebrow hair on that bone. You'll kind of feel it if you kind of put your finger in and feel that there's like a little bit of a kind of an indentation. Um, that's the side of the eye. So again, you can do it one-sided or both. Then from there, it's under the eye. So you want to, again, feel it. There's that like there's a bone right there, and you can feel kind of back and forth where you slip on and off that bone. But you just want to tap really gently on that bone. And then next is under the nose. So you can kind of do this to get to it. Or just, you don't have to do that if you feel stupid. So you can tap under the nose there, better angle right there. And then under the mouth or on the chin. So this is kind of like not on the chin itself, but like in that divot under your lip before the chin starts. So kind of in um that little hole. I don't know what else to call that. Obviously that isn't the hole, but right there. Um, After that one, we do the collarbone point. So you can kind of see mine, maybe not. My collarbone, like the parts that are sticking out are right here. You want to just get right underneath that, maybe an inch or so, and tap there. And again, you could do one side. I tend to do both sides. I don't have no idea why. So that's the collarbone point, and then from there, it's the under the arm point. So there's a couple ways you can do this. It's really like where your kind of that your bra line would be if you wear a bra. Um, Otherwise, it's just maybe a couple inches down from your armpit. So about right here. Tap on the side. You can do like we call this the chicken dance. If you can kind of see me do it that way. Um, Chicken wing. You can do it one-handed like this. You can kind of give yourself a hug, do it like that. Doesn't really matter. And the last point is the top of the head. Um, Pretty straightforward, just like not like at the back of your head. I would say it's kind of more like middle front of your head. Um, that's the point. So eyebrow, side of the eye, eye, under the nose, chin, collarbone, chicken wing, or under the arm. Oh, I say that weird. And then top of the head. Okay. The order is always the same. It never changes. It's so after you do a few rounds, you kind of memorize it and you don't have to think so hard. But in my videos that I walk you through different tapping scripts and things like that, you can just follow along visually, and I'll try and say eyebrow, side of the eye, under the eye as I change spots. If you listen with your eyes closed, which a lot of people will do that because it's just more relaxing to do that. I will try and use that auditory cue so you know when to switch points. But that's pretty much it. It's free and it works better than honestly any supplement, medication, food, herb. I think it works faster than even breathing techniques for people. This is just like one of the most versatile, amazing tools ever to help you shift into a healing state and honestly, even just to feel better. When something shitty happens, it can just kind of shift that energy to be like, okay, actually, I'm safe and this is going to be okay and it's all good. So, hopefully, find this helpful. If you have questions about anything, leave them in the comments. It's really helpful if you like, comment, and share this video with other people because that's how other people will see it. And again, I think this is like one of the most like slept on, underrated kinds of tools out there. So the more people that know about it, the more people we can help, and the more people that are healthy and feel good. I think that's just like better for the world in general. So let's try and share things that are helpful and aren't gimmicky and cost $1 million. So check out my next videos for some actual tapping scripts.